this is Katie Watchorn, and I am the territory manager here at Certiport for Michigan, New Hampshire, and Vermont. And I'm going to be recording a video going over uh, a live recording of a Compass Cloud session, as well as tips and tricks, important reminders for testing this time around, and also a few other little pieces of information that might be helpful when it comes to Compass Cloud testing this time of year for any school or program. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. So this is what it looks like on a Certiport testing center page. So this is just a site that I'm using for PD events. So the first thing you want to do when you log into certiport.com is to make sure that the organizational administrator is chosen on the drop down here at the top. So when it says welcome, you want to make sure that organizational administrator is always chosen. So this is what you log into 90% of the time. All right. So I wanted to go over two things that I see a lot right before testing that I just want to make sure that all schools are double checking before they're starting to test. Is there might be a sentence that shows up right here above program information that isn't written in red and has a green hyperlink to either renew or to accept the site license agreement. So every single one of our programs has a site license agreement that schools and programs need to accept once a year in order to make sure that they're active and that they can certify, because they will not be able to certify if that is not accepted. Another way to double check this is to hover over the My Certiport tab here in the top left corner and scroll down here to licenses, and they'll be able to see all of their licenses and products that are either need to be renewed or awaiting approval. Okay. Another thing you need to do is make sure that the teachers that are going to be delivering exams are all registered as being administrators and proctors on the account. So right here on the right side, there's an org profile tab up here in the top right corner. You're going to go ahead and click that and then scroll down to association. So anyone who's already listed as an administrator or proctor on the account should be all there under manage associations. An easy way to add someone is just to type in their email address. So I'm going to go ahead and add my email and hit submit. So now my name shows up here, and you just click on the link here and then it automatically populates up here in the manage association section. I'm not going to click that today because I'm already there. And then you need to decide if you're going to leave it as an organizational member, administrator. Most of the time it's an administrator. Check if they're a teacher, and also check if they're going to be proctoring or delivering exams. If for some reason this is grayed out, then they need to go back in and accept the proctor agreement, and then the person needs to come in here and just accept that button again so they can proctor. To become a proctor, you just need to make sure you go up here to this tab, My Profile tab up here in the top. You click this. There's going to be a new tab that says Roles. And then you're just going to scroll down and click Become a Proctor, accept the terms and conditions for being a proctor, and hit Finish. Then you should be able to check that this box is a proctor. And all of those should be listed there. So that's something you definitely want to make sure you double check before certifying and adding any new teachers here. If you hover over Exam Delivery tab up here in the top, this is where you need to double check and make sure that Compass Cloud here is downloaded and installed on every single computer that students plan on testing on this year. So you can just Exam Delivery, Compass Cloud, download and install. This gives you instructions about, you can either click here and download Compass Cloud right now for Windows on your computer. It has instructions. There's also a link here to mass deploy it to all of your computers at the same time. So your IT department, that would be very helpful for your IT department if they're on here. Your Mac computers link, and then also down here finally is at Chromebooks if you need to download it on Chromebooks. So just wanted to show you where you can download it. So once you have it downloaded on every single computer, you can hover over Exam Delivery, scroll down to Compass Cloud Create Sessions, and you go here to not only create them, but you also go here to start them as well. So you hit Create and Manage Exam Sessions here. And this is the dashboard. So I'm going to go up here to the right corner here and click Create Session. Now with session names, you need to remember that every time you have to create a session for every single class period you plan on testing. So if you have you're testing kids multiple times throughout the day, you need to create multiple sessions for that day. And also if you have multiple CTE programs throughout your school testing, then they need to create their own session for their own programs. Session name, we're just going to go ahead and pick Adobe Photoshop today. It's important, like I said, to put either the time or the class hour. You can put like third hour, however you want to structure it, and or time. You can pick 9 a.m. I like to put the date so that I know as well if I'm testing multiple days in a row or all week long. And then maybe this is digital multimedia. Let's just say that. And let's just say that I'm going to test Premiere Pro as well. Okay. So testing center, yours is only going to show your testing center. So just disregard the list here. So this is our testing center. Payment method. Most of the time schools generally go with the site license. So they have a supply of certifications that they have available. They can do a site license. If your school purchased vouchers, 99% of the time you are going to go with center assigned voucher. This is very convenient. It pulls directly from your voucher inventory. You do not have to give out any voucher codes or anything to your kids. It just pulls from there. So I would choose that 100%. Now, the only time you would choose center assigned voucher here at the bottom is if your program purchased vouchers that had a chance had one retake option. So if you had a few students who did not pass the first time around, then when you go to create your new session, you would need to choose user assigned voucher, and your territory manager can definitely help you with that process. Okay. So we're going to choose center assigned. Exam group you do not need to worry about unless you're already doing that. We're going to choose English. Make sure you choose yourself as the proctor. I'm going to go ahead and pick tomorrow's date, and I'll explain why in a minute. And let's do 10 a.m. Whoa. Okay. Down here and hit next. All right, so easiest way to go about this is in the search bar on the right side. We're going to type in the exam name. So I typed in Photoshop. I'm going to go ahead and select 2024. Number of candidates here in the bottom left corner, I'm going to pick 2. And something I definitely want to show you is that you can add multiple exams. You can add up to 5 different exams in one session. This is beneficial if you want to certify your kids in multiple exams at the same time. You don't have to create multiple sessions. So I definitely want to let teachers know about this. So let's go ahead and hit and add another exam. And I mentioned Premiere Pro, which is video editing. So I'm going to go up here. It says exam 2. I'm going to type in Premiere. There's Premiere 2024. I'm going to type in another 2. And say I have a student coming in last minute that wants to test in Cisco from my cybersecurity class. So I'm just going to hit one more time. I'm going to hit add another exam so we can just type in some different things for you all to see. One more time. Okay, so this is Cisco cybersecurity here. And then we're going to put 1. And then we're going to hit next. All right. So now when I scroll down, it's in person, session name, English, testing center here, proctor, payment method, and then date. So this is just telling me that I have Photoshop 2 candidates, Premiere Pro 2, Cisco Cybersecurity 1, and hit submit. Just takes a second to process. All right, so the session was added. I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom and hit return to dashboard. Right. So now it says confirmation required. So here's our scheduled session. We need to confirm it. So the reason why I picked tomorrow at 10 a.m. is because that's less than 24 hours in advance. So I'm able to confirm this right away because of this. It says confirmation required. If you don't confirm it within 24 hours of your scheduled time, technically it's up to 2 hours before, then it will automatically cancel, and I'll go over that in a few minutes. But go over here to the three dots here, and I can hit confirm session. So I can confirm it right away, so I don't have to worry about going back in here and doing that. So that's a really nice tip and trick right there. Right here in the middle of the screen, you're going to see start session. It's grayed out. That will light up in blue when your testing session is started. Like it's time to start your session. So you can click that. You can start the session 5 minutes prior to the scheduled time. Your students can also log in 5 minutes prior, but you have to make sure that you start this within 10 minutes of the scheduled time. So this session is scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow. I have to make sure I start it within by 10:10. If I don't, it will time out and I will not be able to get in here and it'll cancel. Okay. So if we click the three dots right over here on the right side again, I can hit view details. I can scroll down and I can see my access code for Photoshop here. If I click exam 2, I can see the access code for Premiere Pro, and lastly, Cisco. So they're all there. You can copy this code, put it on the board for the kids to see, have it written down, whatever you'd like, but it's nice to have these ahead of time. Okay. So now I'm just going to go over a few important reminders if I haven't covered these already. So Compass Cloud sessions must be booked at least 1 hour prior to your desired time. I scheduled this exam for 10 a.m. tomorrow. You have to schedule this session, like for example, tomorrow by 9 a.m. if I want to test at 10. It can be 1 hour later. So you have to make sure that's done. Teachers and students can log in 5 minutes prior to their start time. So that's convenient. So you can have things ready to go. Teachers must start their scheduled session within 10 minutes from their time. Otherwise, it'll time out and they won't be able to get in. So just make sure that's one of the first things you do. And then students have 15 minutes from their time to log in, get situated, and everything with their exam. So it's important for them to have their login information ready to go and they know it prior to exam day. Teachers must confirm their Compass Cloud session. They will get email reminders. All of you will get email reminders 24 hours prior to your scheduled time, and also 2 hours again to confirm it if you haven't already, because unconfirmed sessions will be automatically canceled 1 hour before. So some tips and tricks, some things that I've noticed that teachers do that I really like. They make Microsoft form or Google form and have the students fill in their name, username, and password. After they create a Certiport account, they keep them all in one place. They can print it off on one sheet for exam day in case students forget. That comes in handy. Index cards are also very nice, so teachers will have their students fill them out, keep them somewhere safe for exam day, and then pass them out. Whatever works for your program is wonderful, but those are some best practices that I've seen. When scheduling Compass Cloud session less than 24 hours in advance, you're able to confirm it right away. So it kind of saves you that. And always allow your students time to review and retake the exams if they do not pass the first time around. So allow time for them to do that. Allow them time to review material that maybe they were confused about or would like a refresher on, take a couple practice exams, whatever it might be, before they retake. So allow that time for them to do that. And I really encourage not testing the last week of school because students are not coming back to retake if something even if something happens, or even just to retake in general, like they missed the mark by a couple points. So allow them that time unless it's an absolute emergency and you have to schedule at that time, but I wouldn't recommend it. But I do highly recommend creating little mini testing sessions with your high flyer students prior to you scheduling exams for your whole program or classes specifically. Just test it out, see what it looks like, make sure everything's running smoothly, and you get familiar with the process before you schedule all of them at once. It definitely helps making the process a lot smoother. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully it's very helpful for you testing this school year. And I'd like to see many of your students earning our industry recognized certifications. My information is down below in case you need to reach me in my states, but have a lovely day and thank you so much again.